So we had a very professorial approach here, which was quite interesting, I must add, from Torgeir, explaining his views on cost recovery and was actually arguing more in favor of one versus the other, but we won't go there. Marc Hamy is next to speak. Marc Hamy is the Chief Executive of DSNA, the French ANS provider, has been since December 2005. His first position in the French government was head of route charges office and cost controlling between 1987 and 1991. Point of interest for this particular debate. So, Marc, your turn. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, everybody. I have to say that after hearing Jeff this morning and Eamon this afternoon, I have the impression we'll all agree here. And I'm wondering if it's really necessary to prolong the agony of the cost recovery system. Jeff has said this morning, when demand drops, suppliers cannot divide the same cost among fewer customers. This is exactly what the cost recovery system is doing. Because when the traffic is decreasing, you just increase the unit rates. And after hearing Eamon, I think that, of course, in a very funny way, he has described exactly the reason why the cost recovery system is not acceptable, is not the right system. But I would like to address some issues he has raised. Perhaps you didn't realize he has raised some real issues in his speech. The cost recovery system is better for safety. I have to say that some of my unions are saying this. But we have experienced something like a performance scheme for already 3 years. And of course, if we have to move away from the cost recovery system, it is inside a performance scheme in which safety is a first priority. And in this performance scheme we had, the first objective was to improve the indicator of safety. And the price cap was only in the 4th place. And so there is no risk to degrade the safety through a performance scheme, as the first objective of this performance is to enhance safety. Same for capacity. Cost recovery is better for capacity. Why? If you, again, are putting capacity as one of your priority in the performance scheme, you adopt in the same time that you are price capping your unit rates, there is no reason why there is a decrease of capacity. And I have to say that the first things the airlines are asking us today to help a decrease of the unit rates is to limit the investments. So it's not true that the cost recovery system it is helping us to increase the level of investment and so to increase the level of capacity. When there is a crisis, you have to face it. But if you have to give back the money coming from a good year to the airlines for the mechanism you know today, it's not possible to put it in new investment. When in a performance scheme, you can do it. If you had a good year, this means that the traffic is increasing. And if the traffic is increasing, then you need more capacity. And if you need more capacity, perhaps you need new equipment and more investment, and you will have the money to do this. And do you think really that the cost recovery is providing a stabilization of cash flow? Who can say this today in this crisis? Who has a stabilization of its cash flow? My cash flow is decreasing of more than 100 million. And I think this is it. And of course, in a new mechanism, we can have some ways to cope with breaks in the activities. But what is new is that kind of mechanism will be discussed with the airlines. It is exactly the way the second two package, single European sky, is written that you have to define prior to your plan, to the 5-year plan, the way you will deal with some increase or decrease in the traffic together with the airline. And so, Jeff, you will get this transparency you were asking this morning. So once again, I really think that we have all to consider that one of the results of this crisis is that we have to think about something else, like the yearly cost recovery system, because it is impossible to deal with such a mechanism in such a situation. And my last question is, Jeff, are you voting with us? Thank you very much.